Are we offering a solution? Because we have no choice B for a country. We have choice A, Kenya, choice A, Kenya, choice A, Kenya. So it is A1, A2, A3, Kenya. So are we offering a solution? Even in our analysis, in our post-mortem relook into all this, our conversation should be geared towards getting a solution, because we are not government appointees to offer counsel to the government. But I think even where they are, if they're watching, they would pick some of the things that needs to be done in order to steady our country. Because all we need is to one day be victors in any competition we are in, be victors in our diplomatic engagements. So I think these are some of the areas that we must always focus on when we are even doing our analysis. And one area that we must, and tell the government on their face that you need to relook into, is our diplomatic engagement, from the appointment, deployment, and engagement. Where we don't have footprints, can we find how we put our we have boots on the ground, so that our engagement must also be vibrant. We cannot continue maybe to have people who, some of these assignments become a tour opportunity for them, holiday opportunity for them. And sometimes people used to ask, why is the president all over the place? I normally ask, are those places having our ambassadors? Are they doing what they're supposed to do? So I think we need to, and even the policy framers, let us not have policies made at the top, then brought down. If there is anything that must come from real bottom up, must be the policy making process. The people are involved. If you look at the foreign policy document, even on the day of validation, it was clear that it had not come from the bottom, from the people. People were not engaged, because it's when it was the makers thought, let us take it to the mashinani, let us explain to people what it is. It ought to have come from the people coming up, so that it is sieved to the top. And moving forward, we must begin not just to be patriots and patriotic citizens, but we must also begin to offer solution to some of the challenges that we have.
Gordon opened up a very, the last part of the conversation that I was going to bring us to, sort of remedy, and I want us, gentlemen, to think about the probable cures that, and the lessons we've picked from this whole AUC. This administration is sort of halfway in now, some more years, just a few more years to go, and what we've seen, and I'll begin with you, Maina, the whole Sahrawi situation that we saw, was it hours after the inauguration, and these all diplomatic mishaps that we've been seeing over time. What would be perhaps the wholesome reflection and recollection, or the point of koinonia, if we could call it, for this government, ground zero, to go back and say, okay, fine, we have been going this way, let's now come back here before you go back out again?
Kenya First has always held out a strong position in its foreign affairs, even when policies were said not to be there or were weak. It's been a country with a presence. And we maintain our presence in many ways. Even being economically the strongest in the region, despite Bila Pesa kwa mfuko, we are still the strongest in the region. That's a presence. And we don't seem to capitalize on our presence the way South Africa does.